Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Triple N Media. I am NIK NIKAM. In this presentation, I'm going to give you a quick tour of Camtasia 2020 by TechSmith. I have been using Camtasia for many years. I have produced several hundred videos, educational programs using Camtasia. I have so many versions of Camtasia. So I want to give you a quick tour of Camtasia, which is one of the best screen recording and webcam recording programs with great flexibility. So let us begin. Camtasia, as you can see, in fact, I am using Camtasia to record this program. And when you go to TechSmith and buy this one, it's approximately $200. And it may cost you like $99 to upgrade with their each new upgrades. And I have upgraded it every time because it is so essential for me to have this Camtasia for screen recording, especially when I'm doing educational programs with PowerPoint slides, things like that. In fact, what you're seeing here is the recording of the Adobe Premiere, where I was demonstrating how to get the green screen of a video using Adobe Premiere Ultra key. That's another video which you can watch on my channel. Okay, let's get back to Camtasia. Has the capability to record into 1080p or even 4K format. Let's begin with, we have the file here, which has the usual things like opening a project, saving a project, and some project settings. And let's go to project settings. Mine is set to 1080p with 25 frames per second. You may be asking, why did I set it for 25 frames per second? But if you look at most of the movies are recorded at 24 frames per second. So if you want to get the cinematic view of your videos, which are much more natural, then I think you may want to try 24.9 frames per second, which comes to 25 frames per second. Anyway, that's one main thing that we have to pay attention here. Next, we go to edit, and you have just like if you think about Microsoft Word processor, this is very similar to that. Cut, paste, they use the same shortcuts so that it will be easy. Some of the things you want to recognize is, for example, split all. I'm going to just walk you through one video quickly, and I'm just going to show you these things. And this is in the edit menu, you have all the things that are related to the preferences. For example, here you can mirror the waveform. They usually come with like half the waveform, but I always like to see the sound waveform on both sides of the baseline. Similarly, you can have like a trimmed content in transition, enable auto switching, all these things, and the timing of animations or images or captions. You can set all those things. So partners, I don't know, but make sure here you designate the file folder. It goes to some weird folder in the root directory, and I would not suggest that. I would suggest you to put it in a D drive, not your C drive, because some of these Camtasia files are pretty huge. If you record for 1 hour, it may be close to like 13 gigabytes. It's just like any other video program. So that's why I would suggest you keep them in, like I have it, D Camtasia raw files. After a couple of days, once I'm done with the program, once I have already created an MP4 file, I just automatically delete those files because I'm not interested in those. If I want, I can redo those. Shortcuts, I don't think you need to be concerned about shortcuts right now. And the project, which is the same thing which was shown from the file menu, which is set to 1080p with 25 frames per second. And advanced, there's not a whole lot here. You don't need to be worried. Okay, also change the temporary storage folder to Camtasia, Camtasia raw files /temp, so that you have control over all these files, because some of them are extremely bulky, especially the raw files. So that's done. So we are view, and there are different ways to look at it. Okay, once you record a video, the video comes as like a file like this. Like this is the file I have here. Once the file comes in here, then let me zoom this. This is what you do to zoom, and press the Control Shift key and roll it either direction. Let me do this one, or you can just bring it here. And when you're editing, this is some simple editing tips because I can't cover everything here. So I'll just show you. Okay, let's go. I can't hear because my audio is turned off. Anyway, if you want to remove a part of a slip, you just mark it like this. You just press Control X. It deletes that. And if you think you made a mistake, you just press Control Z. It will put it back. And that's how you delete that. So let's say you want to introduce some changes where this will jump up here and this will slow down, and you can do those transitions. Okay, that's now let's come back to here, media. Media is where you bring all your introductory files. For example, mine, like here is my intro file, which has all these different things. They are put together and I made them as a group, so that anytime I use the same intro and exit loop. So I just copy this and paste it at the end of the document. And I also have like introduction here. What is this topic? Ultra key tool to remove green screen in Adobe Premiere. So I use these two as intro and end credits. You have to keep things people are coming to watch our video to learn something. They don't care about our 35-second or 90-second introduction. I think I already took your time. The media is where you bring in all your like logo, introductory music, and any other things that you have. And of course, these raw files are created as in fact, what I'm recording is being created here, and I'm going to bring that one in and create a video and upload it to the YouTube. Here we have the library, where I have not used any of this library, to be honest with you. Even though I've been using it for the things I would use is like annotations. If I want to put a text box here, I can put a text box, and this is one of the text boxes I have created. Control Z. And transitions. I rarely ever use transitions, but like any other iMovies or any other program, they are all similar. You just use whatever transitions you like. Behaviors. Again, you can have all this dancing text, whatever you want. I usually use the cursor effects. So let's say my cursor is, let me get to some middle point. Here's my cursor. And let me show you how I get to this cursor point, which is already here actually. And if I go to properties here, my cursor, anyway, it shows up I don't know if it's going to show it because I already had the cursor on. But anyway, it will show up. Then you will be able to take out this yellow circle and increase the size. Like here, you see, you can increase the size. Oh, that's the video. Let's zoom out. Okay, that's the video, and I'm not sure why it's not. Anyway, this is a cursor point, and voice narration. You rarely ever use voice narration. I do use audio. One to like noise reduction, that helps me to reduce the noise, and also I can control. For example, I just go here, say edit audio, then I can control the volume here of the audio, too high or too low or whatever needs to be done. I can control the volume, and similarly you can add fade in and fade out for your introductory music. A lot of times I don't even use the music because my introduction is less than 5 seconds. I think I learned this from Apple promotions. All they have is one logo, that's it. They don't have all this fancy stuff. Video, like visual effects, and these are visual effects which you can use to, for example, remove green screen. This is to use to remove the green screen. Okay, once you have your video ready, either if you have, you can put multiple videos, and either you can record the entire track, or you can just simply record a segment of the track, so that if you have like multiple 5-minute or 4-minute segments, you can just record the same in the same file, because your intro and exit are there, and you just change the titles. Okay, so here, okay, that's the end of this one, and I just go over here and I say export to, since we are selecting produce selection, then mine is set to MP4. There are a lot of different options. You can set it to 480, 720. Mine is 1080p, which is just MP4. And then you go through the steps, and then you can create the video. It asks you to subfolder. I don't know why they haven't made this as one of the things that we can do at the preference level, because every time I had to disconnect this and put it under my, again, these things go to a separate folder in C drive, so it records pretty fast. Every time we have an audio, for example, let me get back here. If I'm concerned about an audio here, let's say I have an audio on here, and we will get the audio stuff. And if it's a video, for example, I already use a border. That's why you see this like a 5-point border around it, and you can change the color of the border. For example, I can put a green color here. I think, I should have selected green, because I was working with the green screen on this particular video. See, it comes later on. I should have used green border and green lights. Maybe I'll do it next time. So that is a quick rundown of Camtasia 2020 by TechSmith. I love Camtasia, and I have tried so many other programs. I tell you, even at Mac, I tried different programs, but I have a Mac version too, but I rarely ever use Mac version, because I'm just used to Dell, and I also use Adobe Premiere, because as I said, this is Adobe Premiere, which I was working on earlier today. If you have any questions, leave your questions below. I'll be happy to answer. If you have any suggestions, please do leave them, and please do subscribe to our channel, and we will see you next time. Thank you so much for your time.